Hello everyone, welcome to the 8th class on the digital communication. So far, we have already known about the basic of digital communication system, different source encoding technique like PCM, DPCM and DM and ADM. Okay, so using source encoding technique, we can convert an analog continuous signal into the digital data. That means we convert a continuous signal message signal into a string of 1 as 0. Okay, so after that, to transmit this binary data over channel like different kind of coaxial cable or fiber optics, we need to use line coding technique. Okay, so what is line coding? The definition of line coding will be discussed later. So in this presentation, basically we discuss following topics like what is line coding, property of line coding, DC and baseband wandering, RZ and NRZ technique, and different type of line coding techniques like unipolar, polar, bipolar, Manchester, like differential and M array line coding technique. Okay, so coming to the definition of line coding. So after the source encoding technique, what we have a stream of binary digit that consists of 1 or 0. Okay, we can call it as binary data. Now for transmission in the practical channel, we need to express this binary data into the defined suitable voltage level. Okay, so that is nothing but the line encoding technique. So the line coding technique convert the stream of binary digits or binary data into a suitable format for efficient transmission over a cable or any other medium. Okay, that means 1 or 0, it may be represented by using like 1 is represented by plus 5 volt, 0 is represented by 0 volt. It is the conventional case, but using different encoding technique, we express 1 using plus 5, 0 in minus 5, or different combination of plus 5 or minus 5. We will observe different kind of techniques in the upcoming slides. Okay, so right now just the definition of line coding technique is that we need to convert binary data into the suitable digital signal format for efficient transmission over a cable or any other medium. Now, what is the necessity of line coding? That means during the line coding technique, several properties should be followed by the corresponding line coding technique. Okay, so the first point is the transmission bandwidth. We'll use such line coding technique so that the transmission bandwidth will become as small as possible. If the transmission bandwidth becomes small, that means more data can be incorporated. That means transmission speed can be increased. Okay. Now, second point, power efficiency. For a given bandwidth, the required power for a line coding technique should be small as possible. Okay, it is quite common fact that the power requirement should be small. Okay, for any kind of communication system. Hmm. Next point is error detection and correction capability. Now, during the transmission of a particular encoded signal, it is possible that corresponding bit pattern may change. It is due to the presence of noise or others kind of process. Okay, so if any error is introduced, a line coding technique should be capable of identifying that error, and it has also capability to make corresponding correction. Okay, so it is very important characteristic for the line coding technique. Next is the no DC content, or we call it as DC null. That means after the using of line coding technique, there should be no DC component in the encoded digital signal. Okay, so basically, what is the reason behind it? In the channel of a communication system, there are different kind of AC coupling circuit, transformer, or repeater are used. Okay, so in presence of DC signal, the corresponding signal or corresponding component will not able to pass through them, because it is similar the process where DC cannot pass through a capacitor. So if we find that power spectral density at omega equal to 0, that should be 0 value. Okay, that means power value of power at omega equal to 0 should be 0. That means no DC component is desirable in the line coding technique. This is known as if this is known as DC null. Okay, so if uh, there are some kind of significant power at omega equal to 0, that means at low frequency, it will cause DC wandering. Okay, so DC wandering is basically a very important or common phenomenon where DC signal, where system cannot identify the signal when the DC signal is transmitting. Consider a scenario where long stream of one are transmitting. We are assuming that one is represented by plus 5 volt. So if long sequence or long string of one are transmitting, that means plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, like this it will be continued. So ultimately at the receiver end, the receiver will find that the incoming signal is is like DC signal. Okay, so that means the system cannot identify between actual signal or it is DC signal. Okay, so that is also another kind of DC wandering. Wandering means, that means system wandered, that either it is the incoming or desirable signal or the DC signal. So this is called as DC wandering. Next, coming to the fifth properties of line coding, that means adequate timing content. A line encoding technique should be line encoding technique will be it should be possible that we can extract different timing content, that means clock information from the line coded signal at the receiver end. It is quite necessary because we need to take decision which point is 1 and which point is 0 until unless we don't know the clock information. Okay, next is the transparency. It is also very important characteristic for the line encoding technique. So what is transparency? The definition is like this: it should be possible to transmit a digital signal correctly regardless 1 or 0. Okay, if a line code technique where the bit pattern does not affect the accuracy of timing information is called transparent code. So let's be clear the let's clear the situation where imagine a situation where a long chain of consecutive zero are transmitting, and we are assume that 0 is represented by 0 volt voltage level. Now if the string is quite long, at the receiver end it will look like there is no signal is incoming, because due to the constant 0 voltage level for a certain amount of time, the incoming voltage level will become 0. Okay, so we can so this phenomenon is also known as the baseband wandering, and if this kind of situation occur, it will introduce a severe error in the circuit. So we want to design a line of code technique such that it has some characteristic that it can overcome such problem of long string of 0. Okay, if there is no such problem regarding the bit pattern, we shall call it as transparent line code. Okay, that means we can correctly decide or detect a incoming signal as 1 or 0 regardless it bit pattern. Okay, so if we can if the bit pattern does not affect the accuracy, then it will be called as a transparent code. Okay, so there are 6 properties that should be followed by line coding technique. First one is the transmission bandwidth should be small as much as possible. Power requirement should be small as much as possible. Line coding technique should have error detection and correction capability. Fourth point is there should be no DC component in the signal, and in presence of DC component, it will create DC wandering. Fifth point is we can able to extract that corresponding timing or clock signal from the line encoded signal. And the sixth one is the transparency. That means line coded should be transparent. That means the accuracy should not affect the timing information depending on the bit pattern of 1 or 0. Okay, so say these are the 6 important properties that need to be followed. Okay, now it is quite obvious that all the line encoding techniques does not uh, do not have all these 6 properties. We can see that some line coding uh, technique follow few of the properties, and others follow few of the properties. That means someone have advantages and others technique had disadvantage also. Okay, so let's see what are the different type of line coding technique. The first and the most conventional technique is the unipolar line coding technique. So unipolar, at the name suggests uni, that means one. That means here we there is no negative voltage has been used for the coding purpose. That means only one polarity of voltage level, that is positive polarity voltage level, is used. So for any kind of line coding technique, there should be some kind of rule. That means how we can convert a binary digit, that means a string of 1010, into the corresponding voltage level. Okay, so that is the rules. So in case of unipolar, there are also some kind of rule. Consider the encoded signal is xt. Okay, now there should be some kind of rule for transmitting 1, and there should be some kind of rule for the transmitting 0. Now we can classify unipolar into again two type. One is NRZ, another is RZ. What is NRZ? The full form of the NRZ is non-return to zero. Now, why do we call it non-return to zero? We'll discuss later. Now, uh, just uh, just follow the rule that for unipolar non-return to zero, the rule is xt will be a volt for 0 greater than equal to t less than tb, where tb is the basically time duration. Suppose this one is the corresponding output of the source encoding. Suppose you have used a PCM pulse scale modulation and corresponding output become 110010. Okay, now we have to convert into defined voltage level. So in case of unipolar line encoding technique, one is represented by a. How much duration? This one basically the tb. That means the time period of the corresponding. If we assume a clock signal like this, that means the time period of that signal is tb. Okay, so from this point to this point is tb, from this point to this point tb. That means this one is the tb second, this one 2b 2 tb, this one 3 tb, 4 tb, 5 tb, 6 tb, like this. Okay, so in case of unipolar NRZ, the output is a for 1 for this time duration. For the total time duration, the output voltage level become constant at plus a volt. Okay, so the value of a may be 5 or 10 as you want, that depending on the corresponding system. Okay, and 0 is represented by 0 volt. Here you can see that 0 is represented by 0 volt. So ultimately this dark line denote the corresponding unipolar NRZ technique, where 1 is represented by plus a and 0 is represented by 0. So obviously it will look like this. So this is plus a 0 0 plus a 0. Okay, now coming to the NRZ, non-return to zero. If we consider a particular time duration, suppose consider from 0 to tb second. Here you can see that voltage level voltage level for 1 will remain constant to plus a volt for total time duration. That means for tb second, the output voltage remain at plus a volt. Okay, so that means it never return to zero. This is on a zero level. That means as the voltage level does not return to zero, we call it as non-return to zero. Okay, so this one is the non-return to zero. That means for the total time duration of for a particular bit, the voltage level become constant. Okay, that's why we call it the NRZ. Now coming to the RZ. So this is in case of unipolar RZ, the rule for the 0 remains same. That means 0 is represented by 0 volt. But the difference is in case of 1. Here, for a half time duration, that means for 0 to TBT, that means for this half time duration, the voltage level is A. By the next half time duration, the voltage level is 0 for 1. Okay. So for transmitting 1, the rule is change like this. A volt for 0 to TB second T by 2 and 0 volt for T by 2 to TB second. Okay. So here we call it as return to 0. Why do we call it return to 0? You can see that for half of the time period, the value of the output level or encoded level for transmitting 1 return to 0 level. Okay. So that's why you'll call it as return to 0. So earlier one is the non-return to 0. That means for 1, the voltage level is constant or remain at high plus a voltage for the total time duration of TB. But here in case of RZ, the time for half of the time duration, the voltage level remain high or at plus a voltage, and the next half time period it return to 0. So question arise, so what is the necessity of this kind of coding? So basically this one is quite okay. Here you can see that using return to zero, we can remove certain amount of DC wandering. That means consider here a long chain of 1 1 1 1. So if all these bits are 1, so obviously the output will be constant A voltage, which is nothing but look like a DC signal, and the DC signal is obviously not desirable. But here you can see in case of unipolar RZ, if all these bits are 1, but till as the for half time of period the value become 0, that means it will never look like a constant DC signal. Okay, so obviously by using return to 0 we can remove certain amount of DC wandering from the system. And also you can see that also we are able to extract the timing information from it easily, quite easily. But here it will be possible, it will not possible. If 1010 this kind of sequence, it will quite okay, but here it is possible to extract timing information. Okay, so for this purpose basically return to 0 type line encoding technique has been used. Next one is the polar line coding technique. Again, in case of polar line coding technique, we use two type of voltage level. One is positive polarity, another is negative polarity. And again, in case of polar, we can classify into two type: polar NRZ and polar RZ. Okay, so let's see what is the rule for polar NRZ. First of all, so for total time duration of TB, for 1 xt equal to plus a by 2, and for 0 it will become minus a by 2. Okay, so you can see that in case of unipolar where 0 is represented by 0 volt, but here 0 is represented by minus a by 2 volt. Okay, so 1 for 1 plus a 0 minus a 0 minus a 1 plus a 0 minus a, like this. Okay, so this one is the polar NRZ. Now coming to the polar RZ. So here you can see that again, so polar RZ, that means for any bit half of the time duration remain plus a by 2 or minus a by 2, and next one is to return to 0. That means here in case of return to 0 we also conclude that we use half with rectangular plus. We can call this one is the total, you can see that this one is the total rectangular pulse. Okay, so this one is the NRZ. For NRZ, as the output voltage level remain constant for the whole time duration or time period, whole time period for a particular bit. So this one is the full rectangular pulse, but in case of RZ we use such type of, that means for half of the time period it is plus a or minus a, and the next half is 0, here is 0. So this one is the half with rectangular pulse. Okay, now sorry, yeah, yeah, this is on polar RZ. So polar RZ for xt plus a by 2 for the half time duration, next is the 0, and for the 0 xt equal to minus a by 2 for half of the time duration, and next half of the duration it becomes 0. So we are going to see the, so for 1 half of the time duration remain plus a by 2, next 0 again for 1, this one is the plus a by 2, next one is the 0, and for the 0 first half, first half of the time period is minus a by 2, and next one is the 0. Okay, so this will look like this will continue. Now third one, now coming to the next type of line coding, which is known as the bipolar line coding. Acha, okay, so another thing that you can see that polar line coding is transparent. So as we don't represent 0 using 0 voltage level, so obviously we can easily detect the 0 voltage level when 0 is transmitting, 0 bit is transmitting. But in case of in case of unipolar, in case of unipolar it is not transparent. Why it is not transparent. You can see that 0 is represented by 0 volt. So a long sequence of 0, it will look like there is no signal. Okay, so obviously bit pattern affect the accuracy. So obviously uh, unipolar is not transparent and it has no error detection capability. That means somehow if the voltage level goes up, that means it will detect as 1. That means if 1, but we cannot identify where the error occur, so it has no error detection capability. Similarly, polar is transparent code, and but it has no error detection capability. Now coming to the bipolar line coding. So in case of bipolar line coding, here one for one the voltage level may take both plus minus a by 2. Sorry, this one is wrong. This one will be plus minus a by 2. Okay, so that is my mistake. So plus minus a by 2. So the voltage level may take plus minus a by 2 depending on the previous bit. So basically, in case of bipolar line coding, the voltage level for one will alternatively change its polarity, and 0 is represented by 0 volt. So let's see the example and it will be clear. So it is the bit sequence. So initially, suppose first one is represented by plus a by 2. Okay. Now, as per the rule of the bipolar line coding, the next one, the voltage level will be changed. What will be changed? It will change its polarity. That means if this one, first one is represented by plus a by 2, that means next one is represented by minus a by 2. Okay, and 0 is represented by 0 volt, so it will be like this 0 volt. But and for the coming next, as earlier one is the minus one, so obviously for this one it will be plus a by 2 and it will be continue like this. Okay, that means the for one the voltage level may both plus minus a by 2 and they alternatively change or inverted depending on the previous voltage level for one. Okay, that's why you also call this that alternate mark inversion. That means alternatively the polarity of the voltage level for transmitting one has been changed or inverted. That's why you call it AMI, alternate mark inversion. You also call it as pseudo ternary. Okay, so basically bipolar, pseudo ternary and AMI line coding are same. Okay, now tell me this is, and obviously this one is the energized because we use full rectangular pulse. Okay, so, and similarly here this one is the um, this one is the bipolar RZ, for where we use half width rectangular pulse, and you can see that for one this one is the half width rectangular pulse, and for the next one this one is the half width rectangular pulse, but that it changes its polarity. Okay, so obviously bipolar is transparent or not, is transparent. No, it is not transparent because here 0 is represented by 0 volt. So a long string of 0 will be considered as the no signal. So obviously this one is the non non-transparent signal, bipolar. But it has the error detection capability. How? As the rule is that the next one should be of opposite polarity. So somehow suppose this one, for this one this is on voltage level plus a by 2, but somehow error is introduced and it will become plus a. So obviously two consecutive plus a by 2 is not possible. So we can say that if that occurred, we can say that at that point somehow an error has been introduced. Okay, so two consecutive plus a by 2 or two consecutive minus a by 2 is not possible as it violates the rules of the bipolar line coding technique, and we can easily detect the error. But it is the scenario, obviously it is the scenario where uh, for two consecutive one. But if one is converted into zero voltage level, obviously we cannot detect. Okay. Now coming to the Manchester line coding. So the main focus of the Manchester line coding is the how to get DC null. So the definition of the DC null is the is that the PSD at omega equal to 0 should be 0, so that there is no DC component at the signal. So DC for the DC, the angular frequency is 0. So obviously there will be no power at omega equal to 0. That is the ideal case. So if that kind of PSD we want to create, so for that purpose we have used a particular shape of bit pattern for this Manchester line coding, so that we can achieve DC null. Let's see how it is possible. We know that this is the formula for calculating power or PSD of a signal: P omega equal to minus infinity to infinite Pt e to the power j omega t, where okay, and this one is the P0. So P0 is nothing but minus infinity to infinity. If you substitute omega equal to 0, so it will be Pt dt. Now what is the significance of this term Pt dt? So this is nothing but this is an integration. We know the physical significance of integration is the area under that curve. So if we plot Pt from infinite minus infinite to infinite and calculate the corresponding area under it, so that is the nothing but P0. Okay, so somehow if it is possible to make that area or make this integration into 0, so our corresponding objective will be achieved. That means DC null can be achieved. So here we define one as high to low transition rectangular pulse, and 0 is low to high transition rectangular pulse. Let's see what it look like this. So for 1 we can see that 1 is represented by this type of signal. Okay, from high to low transition, plus a by 2 to minus a by 2 transition. So that is called high to low, and initial starting value is minus a by 2, but it will go to the high level, and it will that's why we call it as minus a by 2 sorry that's why we call it as from low to high transition. So one is represented by this kind of bit, and 0 is represented by this kind of signal. So for you can see that if we make integration of this, that means if we calculate the area under it, so this will be positive value and this will be negative, and ultimately if we add them, that means positive will cancel by the negative, and ultimately we get the area as 0, total area is 0. Similarly happen for this type of signal for the 0. That means this will be negative area, this is the positive area, and if we integrate them, so that will be the ultimate the value will be 0. So here we defined one as for that plus a by 2 for first half of that time period, and minus a by 2 for the next of the time period, whereas for the 0 xt is the minus a by 2 for the first time period, half of the first half of the time period, and the plus a by 2 for the next half of the time period. Okay, so you can see that for the first of the time period the value is a by 2, and the next half of the time period it is minus a by 2 from high to low transition, whereas in case of 0 initial value is minus a by 2, and it remain constant for half of the time period, and for the next half of the time period it became plus a by 2. Okay, so for 0 there will be from low to 0 transition. So this is the rule. So let's see how this rule can be implemented. So for one we can just use this. So here you can just plot here from this to this. Okay, now next one again 1, so obviously it will be start from like this, it will be continue like this. Okay, now next value is the 0. Okay, so 0 is coming to the 0 level starting from the minus a by 2. So as it's starting from the minus a by 2, so it will be continuous in this area, uh, in this point, and it will be like this, and for 0 again starting point will be from the negative and we'll get 0. So next one, so obviously this will be the continuous part. That means here 1 is starting value of 1 is plus by 2, so this line will be continuous like this. So using this rule we can see that Manchester line coding is transparent one, and we can easily remove the DC wandering problem, and DC null can be achievable by using this kind of pattern. Okay, so obviously this one is the transparent, and it has been removed, and it can remove the DC null. Okay, so let's see the another thing, the Manchester coding, also known as the split phase or twinned binary line coding. You just remember that the split phase or the twinned binary line coding is also known as the Manchester line coding. So it is transparent, and timing information can be extracted by this, and it has also error capability. Okay, that means if like this value is continuous, like this value suppose become minus a by 2, so obviously at this point it needs to be minus a by 2, but this one should be at the higher section, but at higher voltage, so that this kind of pattern can be achievable. So continuous value for the total time duration is not possible, so obviously it has the error detection capability. And this one is the power spectral density for another others like polar, bipolar, split phase. You can see that for the split phase or the Manchester coding, you can see that the at omega equal to 0 there is no power. Okay, so obviously there is no DC null effect in case of Manchester coding, and similarly in case of bipolar encoding, bipolar RZ, basically this one is the bipolar RZ, there is no DC component. That means it has in case of bipolar there is no DC null. Okay, there is DC null, and but in case of polar you can see that there is particular value of sy by f, that means that finite value of power at omega equal to 0. That means there is DC component present in case of polar, and it will suffer for the DC wandering. Okay, so and so this one is the power spectral density for defined line coding technique. Okay. Now coming to the next line coding technique, that is the differential line coding technique. As the name suggests, differential, that means here one denotes the transition or change or difference, and 0 denotes no change or no transition. What is that? So the let's consider the energy type differential coding. So for energy type differential coding, so obviously energy type means such a non-return to 0. That means for the whole time duration the voltage level will remain same. Okay, it will never return to 0. Now for the this type of differential coding, for one the rule is xt value, xt can take value of either plus minus a by 2, but it changed depending on the previous voltage level. Okay, and in case of 0 it will also take plus minus a by 2, but it remains same depending on the previous voltage level. Okay, so let's see. So this one is the basically the bit pattern 1 1 0 0 1 0. So let's assume first one is represented by plus a by 2. Okay, so and the next bit is 1, where the rule is that 1 denotes the transition, but whenever next one is coming, okay, that means the there will be transition. That means it will transit from plus a by 2 to minus a by 2. That means there will be change in phase. Okay, so there is, that's why we'll call it a differential line coding. Okay, that means it will change its polarity. Whereas the next after this the next bit is 0, but the rule said that xt can take plus minus a by 2, but the it remains same depending on the previous voltage level. That means it will hold the previous voltage level. Okay, so for the 0, the previous voltage level is minus a by 2. So for the 0, the corresponding encoded version will remain at minus a by 2, and the similarly for 0, corresponding voltage level remain at minus a by 2, but for the next at the next bit is 1. Okay, so as the next bit is 1, so obviously at this point again there will be change of polarity. So it will again shift from minus a by 2 to plus a by 2. So whenever we find 1, there will be shift, there will be transition from plus a by 2 minus a by 2 or vice versa. Okay, so here you can see that next bit is the 0. So next bit is 0, that means there is no transition, but previous as the previous voltage level remain constant at plus a by 2, so obviously the voltage level will remain at constant plus a by 2. So obviously both can take plus a by 2 or minus a by 2, but in case of one, the transition occurred, but in case of 0, there is no transition. So that is nothing but differential line coding, and you can see that obviously differential line coding technique is transparent. That means here as the 0 is represented by plus minus a by 2 voltage, obviously no signal scenario or baseband wandering cannot be held. Now coming to the last one, A-array line coding technique. So so far we have considered only two voltage level. Okay, plus a by 2 minus a by 2. Okay, another thing like 0 volt. Okay, so plus a by 2 minus a by 2. Now if more sophisticated communication system can be designed where number of different voltage level can be detected with more accuracy, so in that scenario we can cluster log 2 m bits, log 2 number of bits are grouped together, and for those group we can represent by a constant voltage level. So the rule is like this: m number of different voltage level if we use for the line coding, then a cluster of log 2 m number of bits are grouped together to represent one symbol. Let us consider 4 array line encoding. So value of m is 4. Okay, that means 4 number of different voltage level are used. So in that case, log 2 4, that means 2 bits, 2 number of bits are grouped together. Consider this is the bit pattern. So instead of considering single bit, we making a cluster of 2 bit, 1 1 0 0 1 0 0 1, and now for each of the cluster we represent that by a particular voltage level. So 1 1, suppose the rule is like this: 1 1 is represented by plus 2a, so this one is a plus 2a, this one is a minus 2a, 0 0 for the 0 0 minus 2a, 0 1, sorry, next one is the 1 0, so 1 0 is plus a, so 1 0 is plus a, next one is the 0 1, so 0 1 is the minus a. Okay, so this one is the basically m array line coding technique where we make log to m number of bits for the clustering purpose, and we make a group, and to represent that group we use m number of different voltage level. Okay, clear? So this is the basically m array line coding technique. So that's all. So coming to the conclusion of our of these classes, so we have studied the line coding, what is line coding, and what are the different properties that should be followed by the different line coding techniques, and we studied different line coding techniques, and like unipolar, polar, bipolar, Manchester differential, and M array line coding, and we also learned the RZ and NRZ type of line coding also. Okay, so these are the references. So if you have any question, please post them in the comment section. Okay, thank you.